Hey man, YouTube man, it's your boy TJ. Man, we about another video. We got the best Larry Bird with Michael Jordan story ever told. Boy, this might be the best story I ever reacted to. Boy, these two legends right here. Boy, let's check it out.
NBA Hall of Famer James Worthy, who played against both Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, said, "I'd much rather play against Michael Jordan than Larry Bird."
Jordan. No, I ain't gonna lie, gang. I'd rather play Larry Bird than Jordan, bro. And here's why, bro. Jordan faster, more athletic. He do everything better than Larry Bird to me. The only thing Larry Bird got over Jordan to me is shooting, bro. That's it. But Larry's still top 5 of all time, dude. But Jordan, nah, I'd rather go with Bird, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Made you look slow, but Bird made you look stupid.
Damn.
Look, I'm not here to convince you that Larry Bird is better than Michael Jordan. I'll just present to you the facts and let the NBA legends who actually played against both of them tell you what they think.
People always ask me who's the hardest player I've ever had to guard. And there was Michael Jordan, George Gervin, the late, great Mike Mitchell. I mean, so many players. I always say Larry Bird. And I say this for the reason because when Michael passed the basketball, he kind of hung on his shorts and he sit off to the side. With Larry, when he passed the basketball is when he became more dangerous. He was either setting a pick, coming off a pick, catching the ball, passing the ball. So he was the one you always had to stay attentive to.
Nah, true though. Nah, let me reverse what I said, though. Larry got Jordan with shooting and passing for sure, but everything else, Jordan got to move.
The whole 24 seconds of that offensive play for the Celtics. And you know what? Oh, he's going to get an offensive rebound. He was going to do something to help his team have the best chance of scoring at that point. So I always say as him, he didn't need the basketball to affect the game.
To the untrained eye, Michael Jordan was light years better than Larry Bird simply because his scoring numbers were better.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in actuality, it was much closer than that because Bird affected the game in so many ways.
I saw Larry Bird one night in Phoenix. They were losing big time at the half. And they come out in the third quarter, and Larry did not take a shot, but dominated the game. He had 7 assists in the third quarter, and they came back and won the game. He could affect the game without taking a shot. Who else can you say that about to that degree? Nobody. Michael could never do that. Never. Michael had to have the ball.
Here's a 1986 magazine on the NBA. And remember, this is a league with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, and Dr. J. And in the league...
We say this about Jordan, though. A lot of people say Jordan the ball hard, though, but if he the best player on the team, shit, give him the ball. I'm not saying he a ball hard, though, but like Jordan passed the ball too sometimes, though. Like he wasn't always a ball hard, though, but Larry a better passer than Jordan for sure, though. He a better passer than Jordan and a better shooter than Jordan. But to me, Jordan is a more all-around player than Larry Bird, bro. That's my opinion, bro.
With all of these all-time great players, everyone agreed that Larry Bird was the best because in 1984, 1985, and 1986, Larry Bird won MVP back to back to back.
Damn.
And in the 1986 playoff,
damn, that's hard, though. I ain't gonna lie. Larry Bird nice, though. Larry Bird top for all time. I'm not saying Larry Bird tried nothing. Larry Bird nice, boy. I watched Larry Bird. I like, and his mixtape fire. He probably got the best mixtape, boy. I ain't gonna lie. But to win MVP back to back to back, damn, I don't think nobody ever did that. Damn. 3 times in a row MVP? Oh, well, that's crazy.
Larry Bird finally faced Michael Jordan head to head. And in game 1, Michael dropped a spectacular 49 points. But Larry Bird had an all-around game with 30 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 steals to lead the Celtics to a victory. By game 2, MJ had a revelation.
And this is game 2 of the best-of-5 first-round action, and the Celtics will try to make it 2 in a row over the Bulls.
We really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
But he sure did try, because Jordan turned on God mode and broke the record for the most points ever scored in a playoff game.
Lead in the first half of the game against the Celtics Thursday. Jordan trying to fake Bird, can't do it. Hits the jumper, but Bird played pretty well defensively against Jordan.
I know we started Dennis Johnson out on him, and then we went with Danny Ainge, myself, then Bill Walton, and we was trying to run him to help all the time, but he had his outside shot going so well that he
I ain't gonna lie, with Jordan, bro, one nigga not guarding him, bro. Double team. For both of these niggas, you have to double team both of these niggas. Can't one man guard him, but you double team.
really didn't need to penetrate that much.
Jordan hits it, 56 for Jordan, and that ties the Chicago Bulls all-time leader. Jordan with 8 on the clock. Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
But it was an incredible playoff performance. I've never seen it before, and I had never seen it after. That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
But Larry Bird left with the most important statistic of all, the W.
10 on the clock. Bird, pick and roll parry. Victory for the Boston Celtics to take a 2-0 lead over Chicago in their best of 5.
Michael Jordan didn't beat Larry Bird. You showed Michael Jordan going between his legs one time in the highlights, against Larry Bird. And that was the game he got 63.
That's when he dropped 63 on Bird. Yes. Yeah,
but his memory
I
served.
ain't gonna lie, I don't care what nobody say. Dropping 63 points is crazy. Damn, that's half of the team points. I mean, everybody else scored 40-something. He scored 6. That's half of the points. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie though, but when you that nigga like that, dude, hey.
To me, correct. They got swept. No, not lost. They got swept. Okay.
That's true.
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in his ass, did we not? I rest my case.
Larry Bird went on to win his third championship that year. And the following year, when Larry faced MJ in the playoffs, it happened again.
Side. Larry Bird against Banks, rubs him around a Perry screen, drives it down the lane, and lays it in with a right hand. Michael Jordan with 30 points in this game, so he was 30 or better in all 3 playoff games. Bird's got 31 in the game and 14 in the fourth quarter. Bullseye. Boston has kept it in good hands in the fourth quarter. It's been Bird, and that's about it. Final score in Chicago Stadium. The Boston Celtics sweep the Bulls out 105-94. Too much Celtic talent. Too much Celtic.
I ain't gonna lie though, but that Celtics team was better than that Bulls team though. Let's keep it real, y'all. That Celtics team was better than that Bulls team, but I ain't no excuses. Boston swept them boys, but that don't make you better. That don't make you better than somebody just because you beat them, bro. Because basketball is a team success. Everybody got to be on point to win. You feel what I'm saying? It's just not a one-man thing. Though even Jordan dropped 63 points. It's a team success. Boston just had the better team. That don't make Larry better than Jordan, dude. To me, Jordan better than Larry Bird. That's my opinion. I don't care. Jordan better than Larry Bird. Larry Bird still top 5, but I'm taking Jordan over Larry Bird any day of the week.
Experience for a Bulls team lacking in both areas.
Yes, Larry Bird in back-to-back years swept Michael Jordan in the playoffs. So if Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird, then what does that make Larry Bird? Now, to be fair, at that point, Michael Jordan didn't have his best teammate ever, Scottie Pippen, yet. When Scottie Pippen arrived, the battles were closer and more intense. And later in the video, I'll let you see exactly what happened when Larry Bird faced a prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Because Larry Bird did something so miraculously impressive, no other man in the history of basketball can say they've done. But after Bird swept Jordan back-to-back years in the playoffs, that very next year in 1988, Michael Jordan had statistically the best season ever, where he won the scoring title at 35 points per game, the steals title, the MVP, the the Defensive Player of the Year, the All-Star Game MVP,
damn, nigga.
and the dunk contest. He faced Larry Bird 4 times that year, and this is how it went. Game 1.
Chase for Business is literally what it says in the name. It is Chase for Business.
Tough battle. Bird wins. Game 2. MJ has a historic 50-point game to win by 10.
50 burger.
Game 3. Larry's revenge. After that previous loss, I'm sure Larry Bird had that rematch circled on his calendar because he ended up with 33, 8, and 7 and blew MJ out by 30 points. Game 4. MJ had an impressive performance with 39 points and 8 assists, but Larry Legend had 44 points and 10 rebounds, but most importantly, a win versus Michael Jordan in his statistically best season ever. And though Michael Jordan didn't face Bird again that year in the playoffs, Jordan did face Isaiah Thomas in the Detroit Pistons. And I'll let Isaiah Thomas tell you exactly how he recalls that year and the rest of the 80s.
So Michael Jordan in the 80s, the best year that he had was he was the MVP of the league and the Defensive Player of the Year. I believe that was in 88.
Yes.
We
88.
We beat them 4-1. I'm gonna say that again. 4-1. They won one
May I
game,
respond?
Stephen A. And he never beat Larry Bird. He never beat.
I ain't gonna lie, the Celtics just had the Bulls number, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They just had their number game, but that don't make him like better than Jordan though. Like I said, it's a team success, bro. Everybody got to be on point, man. To me, they just had his number though. I ain't gonna lie though. They just had the Bulls number though. But that's what I'm saying. And the Celtics team was way better than Jordan team back then. You feel what I'm saying? But ain't no excuses though. Celtics did their thing. Bird them did their thing.
Magic and Kareem, he never won. And all I'm saying is in the 80s, what I remember in the 80s, it was Philadelphia with Dr. J, Magic, Kareem, Bird, Michael Jordan. He was a non-factor.
A non-factor. Is this your GOAT?
That's crazy, non-factor.
But after Isaiah Thomas...
Put some respect on Jordan's name, though. Jordan definitely the GOAT, boy. Alright? Non-factor, my nigga. Jordan the GOAT, boy.
Swept MJ, he did go on to beat Larry Bird in 6 games. And many people touted the Detroit defense for holding Larry Bird to under 20 points per game. But what many don't include in that story is that Larry Bird was noticeably injured with painful bone spurs in both feet. So only because of injuries, for the first time in 5 seasons, Larry Bird would not make the NBA Finals.
Wow.
Starting the following year, Larry Bird had season-ending surgery on both feet after playing only 6 games. But sadly, it only got worse because that following off...
Damn, on both feet. Surgery on both feet. Damn. I ain't gonna lie, boy. He played through surgery on both feet. Hey, boy. I might gotta call you the GOAT, boy. You do something like that. I ain't gonna lie, but... Damn, that's crazy, though. That's what I'm saying. That would make Larry a legend, too. Like, his way to play through injuries, too, though. Still dropping buckets while playing through injury. That would make him a legend, too. Not only for his trash talking and play, but he gonna play through them injuries, though. That would make him a legend, too.
Season, Larry Bird broke his back and was never the same again. But even as Larry Bird's entire body betrayed him, for some reason, he always played well against Michael Jordan, almost like he had a personal vendetta against Jordan. And I think I know why. When Michael Jordan was in college, he actually played an exhibition game against Larry Bird. Jordan and a bunch of college players, while preparing for the 1984 Olympics, faced Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA stars. The goal was to toughen the college kids up before they headed to the Olympics. So during pre-game warm-ups, when Jordan chased the loose ball to the other end of the court, Larry Bird picked the ball up, but instead of handing it to Jordan, Bird kicked the ball over Jordan's head to the opposite end of the court. And I guess you could say Michael Jordan took that personally.
I take that personally too, though. That's disrespectful. But you kicked the ball on the other side of the court. What?
Look at my really. Oh, so that's how you gonna play it. You gonna do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
Michael Jordan dominated that game. A young Michael Jordan actually carried a team full of college players past a prime Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA players. Michael Jordan won the battle, but Larry Bird won the war. I think Larry Bird took that loss personally because Jordan never really got the best of Larry Bird ever again. When Larry Bird finally returned to the court after missing basically an entire season with foot surgery and a back injury, he faced prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in a regular season game. The teams went back and forth.
Bagley against Paxson, 10 on the shot clock. Jordan on Bird. Quick feed into Jim Paxson for the layup. Larry Bird has KO'd the read. Jordan steal. Scottie Pippen ahead to Jordan. Michael for the dunk. Bird against Pippen. Bird working on Pippen one-on-one. Hits the fadeaway.
And with 10 seconds to go, it was a tie game. The Celtics had the ball, and the Bulls put their two best defenders, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, both on Larry Bird because everyone knows who the ball is going to. And then this happened.
Let's see if they wind it all the way down. Inside of 10 seconds. Bird low. You can't double yet. Now you can quickly. Bird's jumper.
Oh,
good.
Shit. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, they know the ball going to. Like, if you on the Celtics team back then, bro, found 10 seconds on the shot, everybody know the ball going to Bird. It's just how you gonna stop it, though. Everybody know the ball going to Bird, but he make it anyway, gang. That's crazy. Just same thing for Chicago Bulls. Final 10 seconds of the game. Everybody know the ball going to Jordan. It's like
6 seconds left. Larry Bird gives the Boston Celtics a 2-point lead.
Everybody in this building had to know it was going to. Michael came over to help out. Celtics lead with 3.6.
Moisturizes like a juicy, dewy, oh, that's cheeky, kiss from a cherry blossom. Burt's Bees.
Seconds here, 102 to 100.
A game-winning shot while being double-teamed by both Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, two of the best defenders of all time. Somehow the word clutch doesn't even begin to describe the greatness of Larry Bird when the game was on the line. But maybe a quote from NBA Hall of Fame coach
I don't know, bro. When he just played Jordan, bro, just gave him an extra attribute boost or something. I don't know. When he played Jordan, just gave him an extra attribute. I don't know. When he played Jordan, he just went dumb. I don't know. It's like he can accept the loss from him or something. I don't know, bro. Like, he just went crazy every time they played.
And former player Pat Riley can explain. In an interview, when comparing Larry Bird and Michael Jordan's clutchness, Pat Riley said this iconic quote: "If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save a game, I'd choose Michael Jordan. If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save my life, I'd take Larry Bird." As Larry Bird was on his last legs and Michael Jordan was starting his dynasty in 1991, Larry Bird mustered up enough strength to battle MJ again in one of the last great duels between the two.
Gamble came up with the steal. Here's Bird. Yes. He was met on a switch by Jordan, and the 69, Chicago 67. Jordan eluding a triple team. Reggie Lewis. Larry Bird.
This battle between two all-time greats came down to the wire. In overtime, It was a tie game.
Larry Bird got the smoothest shot I ever seen. It might be slow, but that boy shot so smooth. Oh my God. He got one of the smoothest shots of all time. I don't care, but that boy shot is so smooth.
Game with 0.4 seconds on the clock, and the Chicago Bulls had the ball.
Pippen now will look to throw in. 4/10 of a second. And here it is, Jordan with the play. Yes!
Oh.
But it's waved off. Will not count. Mike Mathis said no. Did not beat the clock.
Ooh, he almost had it. After Jordan's possible game winner was waved off, Larry Bird, on 4 straight possessions in double overtime, did this.
Jordan.
It's great to hear all these coaches talk about they're really concerned as Bird hits a little fadeaway. They're really concerned about the minutes building up. They want to be fresh going into the playoffs until the game.
Overtime number 2. Bird. Yes. Larry Bird heating it out to go in the second overtime. Bird with the fake through the foul. And 45 to go in the second overtime. Bird fires. Yes.
God, I ain't gonna 4 straight possessions. It's crazy. Hey, I'm just gonna post up. Hey, pass it. Pass again. And oh my God. He a better shooter than Jordan, but I said it, dude. I give him that.
The crowd couldn't help but chant the name of the greatest player of all time.
Shook his head and said, "This guy's too much."
And the chant of Larry. Dee Brown beat John Paxson off the pitch. The second overtime, and that will do it. The Boston Celtics in double overtime have defeated the Chicago Bulls 135-132 in a wild one.
The Celtics held on to win that game. But that year,
like I said, but this nigga, like every time this nigga played Jordan, but this nigga had to have extra Gatorade boost or something, bro. Cause this nigga just was stupid. Like he couldn't take no loss from him, gang. I don't know, bro. Like he had to have some extra attribute points or something. This nigga was going stupid. This nigga be hooping, boy. Especially versus the Bulls, but that boy do not play. Every time he played the Bulls, he had to mark it down or something. That boy, oh my God.
Michael Jordan won his first championship versus Magic Johnson in the finals, and his dynasty had officially begun.
Larry and I were talking, and Michael walks in, and he says, "There's a new sheriff in town."
Hey, y'all imagine this, though? Like, say, like, if Larry and MJ was on the same team, I feel like they would have had damn near about 10 rings on me. If Larry and MJ was on the same team, like say instead of like MJ and Scotty, MJ and Larry, them boy would have about 10 rings, boy, I swear.
And we both hit each other like, well, he's not lying.
Larry Bird retired after that next season, but not before he took the court with Michael Jordan one last time. Except this time, it would be on the same team in what many would call the greatest team ever assembled, the 1992 Dream Team.
And rebounded by Jordan.
Perez may have realized that may be his best opportunity to get an open look in transition.
Magic with the pass that misfired. Jordan with the behind the back save. Here's Bird.
Man, what?
Jordan with the behind the back save. Here's Bird. Yes.
You just knew that Larry Bird was not going to miss that shot after the break by Michael Jordan.
Larry, I hear that you're retiring. Thank goodness. I'm glad. I'm tired of seeing your face. For a lot of sad memories to me, but I enjoyed you tremendously. I wish you a lot of luck, and I think you had a very wonderful career, even though you probably ruined a lot of my successful games against the Boston Celtics. And I'll see you somewhere along the road, somewhere playing golf.
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in his ass, did we not? I rest my case.
He bust y'all ass with them 63
Our
points,
daughter's going to college.
I know.
So great.
So what do we do now?
Man, boy, that was a hell of a video, though. Reacting to two legends, one of the two greatest of all time, man. That was a hell of a video, man. You made it to the end of this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Your boy TJR, man.